All right, cool. Let's do the homework. And the first one here is a where clause. We're going to create a customers table with the following fields, and then populate the table with 10 records, and then we're going to make sure some of the records have revenue greater than 1,000, some less than 1,000. And for the state, we want records with California, Oregon, or Washington. And make sure you have at least 2 records with each state, and then create a query that pulls records with revenue greater than 1,000. And sort the results by first in descending order. So we'll start SQL and Postgres, and then I'll close this other shell here. And it's actually quite a bit for us to do to get this going. And what is my password? There we go. And so the first thing we need to do is create a customers table so I can list my tables. Am I recording? Did I start recording? Yay! I can list my databases, and then I can drop a database. Who remembers the command to drop a database? Drop database, and I'm going to drop ski resort. I don't need that. And so Postgres template 0 and template 1 are just the ones that come with Postgres. Don't mess with them. How do I create a database? And I don't know what name we might want to give this database. It's going to have customers. We'll just call it business. And so now if I check, I have ski resort. What? So what did I forget to do? Drop database, create database. I forgot semicolons, right? Drop database, ski resort. And let's try that again. Drop database. Got it. Check. It's gone. And then create database, and business. And now, if we check our stuff, we've got business Postgres template 1s. How do I switch into my database? There we go. And now I can tell I'm in there by how? The prompt tells me, and I can see any tables that are in there, and it says no relations are found. And relations are things that are related together. We put them into related groups. So relations, things that are related together. Now I need to create a table, create table, and I need to give it a name, customers, and I need to then define the fields, and it's going to be the field name, the data type, and the constraints, right? Is that what I just want to make sure I'm using the right phrase. Yeah. Field, I think it's field, data type, constraint. So the field name, the data type, and the constraint. So now I'm going to have customer ID, and the data type will be int, and the constraints will be primary key, not null. And then we're going to have C first, and that will be text, and the constraints will be not null. And then we'll have C last. Is that what we're asking for in this? And so we have C first, we have C revenue, and we have C state. So C revenue, and revenue I guess will be int, not null. And then C state will be text, not null. And do I need anything else? Is that going to do it? Did I mess up?
Check.
Huh? The check? Do we have a check here? Make sure some of the records have revenue greater than 1,000 or have revenue less than 1,000. Some are going to have some greater, some less. So if we wanted to add the constraint of check on revenue, we could do check and C revenue is greater than or equal to 0. Like there's no negative revenue, maybe. But we just need some more and less than 1,000. So I'm just going to leave, I guess we can leave that constraint on just to make sure that we did it right. So does that look good? Did we do check right? Let's check it. Check. check salary greater than 0. So it looks good. So I create table. Now I can check out my table. Boom. \D. And I could do \D customers. And list CID, C first, C revenue, C state. So I didn't ask you to create ID, but every time you create a table, you got to create the primary key. So we're good on that. Now we need to populate it. So I need to insert records into customers. So how do I do that? I'm thinking insert. It's basically like how I say it, right? I need to insert records into customers. And as soon as I say it, it's like, oh yeah, that's the phrase, I'm pretty sure. And then I could specify the fields here and then values, right? I could put the fields in there. But if I'm doing it in order, I could just do values. And so the values are going to be CID, and then first, and then revenue. And we need some less than 1,000 and some greater than 1,000, and then state. And what am I doing wrong?
The quotes need to be a single quote.
Right? So when you do different programming languages, that happens. And then 2, Jenny, and 1,100, and Washington, and 3, I don't know. Somebody give me a name.
Todd.
And Oregon.
Sure.
And 4.
New York.
Well, we have to stick with for at least 2 states in each one. I think we were only supposed to do Oregon, Washington, and California. Why did I just do California? I'll just keep going up the state, up the West Coast. And what did I do wrong there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're supposed to have 10 records.
Oh.
Look good?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if I mess anything up. So it looks good. Inserted 10. And insert 0, 10. We were like, what does that mean? We had that in our notes right here. Database, create table, insert data. Boom. Insert 0 pound. Message returned if more than one row was inserted. Numbers, the number of rows inserted. I don't know why the 0 is there. That's what I was looking for.
Doesn't it start from 0?
Maybe started at 0 to now there's 10. I don't know. Create a query that pulls records with revenue greater than 1,000. Sort by the results by first. So select. And we want probably C first. And C revenue from customers where C revenue is greater than 1,000. Create a query that pulls records with revenue greater than 1,000. Sort the results by first in descending order. We'll just start with that and see what we get. It's cool. It looks like they're all greater than 1,000. And then how do I add my sort in? What do I need to add to that? Order by. C first, descending. I like it. So descending went reverse alphabetical. Cool. Anybody have thoughts, questions? Awesome.